Yo, it's your boy Slugger in the building. You guys already know what the deal is. Alright, we're gonna do the tier list video for the global launch. So hope you guys are ready for November 7th because that's when the global launch is gonna be happening. So let's just dive in. So we're just gonna be using the units that we got in the beginning of the game of the JP side. So let's just go dive in. So let's just start up with the rare units, right? So we're gonna start with the, we just make it really easy, right? The people that you just don't really use, you might be using a little bit of them like here and there, but I would not be touching these guys at all, right? I would not. So those are gonna be pretty easy right there. And we just gonna just start with the people that I wouldn't even use at all. So just know, just to start it off, right? Even though these units are somewhat fairly decent, but I would not even use them, right? There you go. So we got them out of the way. Now let's continue with the other units, right? So Yuriichi is gonna be in the A tier, as you guys can see right there. He's a pretty good unit, right? You're probably not gonna be using him much because we got other units up there, but doesn't mean he's a bad unit. I wouldn't like go invest in him right away, but if you want to be more tanky, like you don't have someone like Haname or something like that, like you didn't pick Haname from the shop, he might be a good unit for making your team a little bit tankier. All right, so as you guys can see, this is just gonna be the global tier list. It's not gonna be affected by what we do for like the total tier list, what we actually have in the JP side of it. So now we just gonna be, what we gonna go, we gonna go for Kyoto in the S tier. Definitely really close up in the lower tier, but he ain't just gonna make it, but he's gonna be one of the best unit that you're gonna be having, and he's a rare unit. So of course, if you could get +5, it's gonna be really nice. So of course, we're gonna be summoning throughout time. He's very easy to pick up. Same way with Inumaki, he's definitely gonna be in the S tier too, increasing the ultimate gauge of your team, for your whole team, and making them tankier and so on. And of course, he got the stun, and he's gonna be very helpful later on. I'll show a video when the global launch. I will show you a guide how to use him and why he's so valuable early on into the game too, because he's going to help you clear out hard content. These two, Kaito, right, Kaito and Inumaki, is going to really excel you to get you to where you need to be at, even on the first day of the game, probably even cleaning out stuff. But I'll have guides for that. I'll also, of course, your boy do a live stream also, right? Kyoto, like early on, probably never gonna be really use him, so of course I'm gonna put him A. This is a separate tier list throughout the whole tier list, so keep that in mind, you guys. These are just the people right here, because you don't really need him. He's gonna be the same reason like what Yuriichi, because they're a defensive unit, but I'll say definitely Kaito is definitely a good pickup if you're leveling him up in the future, right? Of course, we're gonna go for Yaga. Yaga is definitely gonna be up in here, so I'm gonna put Yaga right here in the S2. Of course, most people probably want him in the lower tier because he's a must-have. But here's the thing, right? The lower tier is definitely for people that is gonna be just a bang out there. You could put Yaga in lower tier, and I won't even disagree with you. He's a very good unit, right? Momo or on gonna be on A, because of course there's better unit other than her. I do like Momo a little bit early on in the game, as long as you don't have Yaga, and of course if you don't have this Nanami, right? So the thing with this, right? So if you don't have these two when you're starting off the game, Momo is a good replacement for either one of them. So but I'll have to put Momo down there just because knowing what's coming up. Even though this is a global tier list, I just know you shouldn't heavily invest on these guys. So I just want you guys to know, don't really heavily invest. But then if they're in the S or even in the lower tier, right, you definitely want to invest in these guys, definitely in the global launch of the game. So there you have it. Of course, Here we go. Shoko is gonna be in the A tier. Only healer in the game even till now. Of course, you guys see Yuta in here, but of course I'm not gonna put Yuta in this tier list because Yuta did not come in the launch of the game, but he is in here, and he may be, I don't know, who knows when Yuta will arrive, but he came really early on in the game, like a month early in the game. But I'm not gonna add him into this tier list, but you guys do see him on the list here. Right, now we're gonna go in for Total. Total's gonna be in B, right? Doesn't mean he's bad, you're not gonna be using these units at all, including alongside with Panda, and of course alongside with Megumi and Maki. So all these three just gonna be down here. Sadly that they have to be down here, but that it is what it is. You're not gonna be really using them. If you have them, of course they're gonna be good to help you accelerate to do what you do. Right now, for Yuji, I say Yuji, he's pretty fair. I put him in the A tier with him. Like, you have him. He's one of the better DPSer early on in the global line, but he sadly fall off pretty quick when Hollow Purple arrives, right? But then, yeah, we're not gonna talk too much about that, but then that's where he's gonna be sitting on. He's gonna be in the A tier for Yuji, but he got the DPS, he hits a lot, he crits, he accelerates his own ultimate, and he just go pretty crazy sometimes. He goes pretty crack. Inumaki also is gonna be the SSR. Inumaki is gonna be an A tier himself. So because he does got a debuff, and having debuff early on in the game is really good. He's one of the few units that actually have debuff in his kit that will synergize your unit to dish out more damage. So you could say like he's kind of like, debuffer in the game is really good, but he's not the best debuffer, and he doesn't really hit that hard either. Alright, now let's go for Nanami. Nanami is gonna be A tier. I do have videos on these guys if you guys are curious why I'm not explaining it too well, because I do have separate videos of these character guides. Definitely go check out the channel so you guys don't miss out on like what they do and how you synergize their kit very well. I think I explained itself very good. Okay, now we're getting to the toughies, right? Of course, in the beginning of the game, right, Nobara, S tier, really good damage unit. As you guys can see, her ultimate become AoE, she cracks. The problem is she's not in the Lord tier because she takes a little bit of time to set up, but once you set up, it feels very good for Nobara. So I do like her right here in the S tier. Jogo is going to be in the A tier. He's not a bad unit. They did fix him up a little bit on the JP side, but then early on the global side, I'm pretty sure they'll make him as good as in the JP, but he's not someone you really want to pick up inside the free curse spirit shop. He's one of the least that you would want to pick up right there. And for Haname is going to be in the S because she's going to be valuable later on, even early on. If you just want to play a certain way, Haname makes you really tanky for the whole team. She have a domain expansion that also make your whole team even more tankier than ever, and she just goes. And as you guys can see, the last person on the list for the global launch of the game, we do have Satoru Gojo standing alone in the lower tier. As we know, he is one of the strongest sorcerer in the modern age, and he is going to be the strongest sorcerer when on the modern global side of the game, and he just stands alone right now, easily hands down one of the best unit, and he's still very valuable till this day in the JP side, and we're already close to the 1 year anniversary. But that's going to be end of the video for you guys. I hope you guys enjoy for the tier list. This is the global tier list, so tell me what you guys think. You think I got it right, that I put somebody down too low? And yeah, give me your thoughts on what you guys think about my global tier list. But I'm really sure this is how it is, and this is how it gotta be, right? But I'll catch you guys on the next one. It's your boy Slugger, and we out of here. 1.